And then he went off and he was just playing by himself. And his mom looked at me. I'll never forget this moment because it was just magic, right? But I mean, it is magic. Love is magic. Empathy is magic. Connecting to human suffering is magic. It's magic without judgment, without agenda, or there is an agenda to connect, and to hold space. It is magic. It's why I've chased that magic all my life. That's why I teach what I do. It's not logical what I teach. Most of what I teach isn't really logical. It is really logical once you go beneath the surface, but it really doesn't feel logical to operate from that perspective. But look at the effect it had on this kid. This is part 2 of The Power of Empathy. Please check yesterday for part 1 and tomorrow for part 3. At the very same camp. So another example. Let me take a drink of water. Hold on. Another example. And I love this one. At the same camp. So I'm at a dance camp, teaching at a dance camp. There's kids everywhere. And most of the parents are really trying to be gentle parents because it's kind of a hippie camp. It's the Big Heart Dance Camp here in Ontario, and I really love it. And at one point, we had these cards. They have those cards. They're like goddess cards, where each goddess, you pick a card, and whichever goddess you get, you read in the book, and it tells you something about your life and your personality by which one you picked at that time in your life. And they have those for all. They have animal cards, and they have, like shape cards, and they have gods and goddesses cards, and they have all sorts of different kinds of cards with different things. This one was goddesses, because we were doing a goddess dance. And I picked Diana, Princess Diana, Wonder Woman. I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to tell my daughter I got Princess Diana. I was so excited about it. At the end of the dancing, a few of us were sitting around, like about 10 of us were sitting around, and we were reading the book to see what the card said about, what the book said about our card. And we were passing it around, and at one point, the book just kind of happened to end up in the hands of a 4-year-old. And all of a sudden, he didn't want to give it up. And he was gripping it tight. And at first, his parents were trying to get it from him, and he wasn't going to give it up. And you'd have to yank it out. They weren't prepared to do that, thankfully. And then 3 or 4 or 5 people tried to get it from him. They were setting a boundary. Well, now it's your turn, but now it's someone else's turn. And I'd really like it, and it's really I'm feeling sad that I'm not going to get a chance to read the thing. And they just did all sorts of things, all sorts of explanations. Bribery, everything. And then after a little while, everybody just kind of sat there for a moment and they didn't know what to do. There was this silence. And I said, can I try? Because I waited. I let everyone try everything that they could think of first. And I said, can I try? And they all know what I do already because I have the reputation, right? And but it's a well-earned reputation. So I go in with the kid. I said, listen, kiddo, all these people want to get this book from you. I don't. I want you to have the book. I want you to have the book as long as you want to have the book, right to the last second, not even 1 second more. I want you to have that book. And when you're done with it, really done with it, then I'd like to read it because I want to read all about the Wonder Woman that I picked. Look, I picked Wonder Woman. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's so exciting. And I'm going to tell my daughter, I'm bringing him into my life, right? Into my genuine life. I'm excited to tell my daughter. So I'm bringing him into that like human. He's not some kid I'm trying to get the book from. I'm just telling him. I'm so excited to do that. And so when I get the book, I'll read about it and I'll share it with her. I'm excited about that moment, but I don't want to do that until you're ready to give me the book. Only then. And then I want you to hold on to it, even if it means tomorrow. I don't care. I can wait till tomorrow. I want you to have the book until you're ready. And when you're ready, the kid just handed me the book in the middle of all of it. He's like, shut up already, right? And he handed me the book. But it wasn't really shut up already. I just added that for to be silly. But it was just sweet. It was so sweet. It was like, you know what? I feel all that. See, what happened was he didn't care about the book. Wait, he's 4. He's not going to read about Princess Diana. It was the power in the moment. The moment somebody wanted that book from him, he was going to hold on to it. Because there was a power need there, an autonomy need there, an emotional, relational need there. Something was going on, right? There's always something. And when you can tune into the something rather than bash away at the behavior, it changes everything. The kid was just so happy to give me that book. And this is just one weekend, and I have 4 or 5 stories from that one weekend. And any time I'm interacting with young people, for me it's story after story after story like this. This is the end of part 2. Please check back tomorrow for part 3 and check out yesterday for part 1. I would love for you to check out my free course called Guiding Without Controlling. You can check that out at meaningfulideas.com or the link in my bio. And also I have a paid course on there as well called Recovering from a Parenting Mistake, with maximum change and minimum shame, because we all make mistakes. And if we can mine the gold in those mistakes, if we can really take the learning from it and evolve, then our lives just keep getting better as a process with the mistakes rather than suffering them, right? And so I go into detail about that, really useful. And that's a 2-hour workshop with a guided meditation included and a written component that you can read. And follow me on all the spaces at Meaningful Ideas. I post a video every day on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and did I say TikTok? And that's it. All right. Peace out, everybody.